India and Israel had a big problem, and that problem had a name: Iran. You see, Iran was getting super powerful, like way too powerful. They were building scary weapons and getting closer to making a nuclear bomb. This made Israel really, really nervous. Imagine your neighbor building a giant, scary robot in their garage. That's how Israel felt. They were worried Iran would use these weapons to create a ring of fire around them. That's not a fun carnival ride, folks. It's a super serious threat. They needed to do something before it was too late. Now India was worried too. Iran was becoming best pals with Pakistan, and India didn't like that one bit. Not at all. It felt like two school bullies teaming up against you. Plus, a nuclear Iran would make the whole neighborhood unstable. Think of it like a wobbly Jenga tower ready to fall over at any second. India wanted peace and stability. They wanted to focus on building cool things and making life better for their people. They didn't have time for all this drama and danger. So India and Israel looked at each other and thought, maybe we can help each other out. This wasn't a new friendship. Oh no. India and Israel had been sharing secrets and working together against bad guys for a long, long time. They were like a secret superhero team-up. They shared intelligence, which is just a fancy word for secret information. They trained together. They understood each other's worries because in many ways their worries were the same. They both faced threats from groups that wanted to cause chaos. So when Israel came up with a wild secret plan to deal with Iran, India was ready to listen. It was a risky plan, but something had to be done. The big plan started to take shape after lots of talking. Secret talking, of course. The idea was simple but super sneaky. Israel needed to get inside Iran, but they couldn't just walk in the front door. They needed a secret entrance, and that's where India came in. India had something very special: big companies that worked all over the world, even in Iran. These companies were like master builders, creating roads, ports, and power grids. Nobody would ever suspect them of being part of a secret spy mission. It was the perfect disguise. The stage was being set for a very big show. So how did they do it? It was like a magic trick. Big Indian companies, known for building amazing things, got a secret mission. First up was Shapurji Palanji, led by a guy named Shapur Mistry. They were told to build stuff near a very important Iranian military base in Asfakabad. Their secret job? To install special fiber optic cables. These weren't for watching cat videos. These cables could reroute and listen to secret Iranian communications. An engineer named Ramesh Trivedi made sure the cables looked totally normal, hiding the secret tech right under everyone's noses. It was genius. Next in line was Larsen and Toubro, or L&T for short. Their boss, Mr. Subramanian, got the call. L&T was working on power grids near Isfahan, a city with important nuclear sites. Their secret task was to build special jammers right into the power grid itself. A smart guy named Vikram Mehra was in charge of this. These jammers were like a big off switch for Iran's air defense systems. When the time was right, they could blind all the radars, making Iran deaf and blind to an attack. It was like putting a blindfold on a goalie right before the penalty kick. Then came SR, run by Ravi Ruia. Their mission was maybe the sneakiest of all. They had to smuggle a bunch of small, explosive Israeli drones into Iran. How? They disguised them as boring old HVAC units, for air conditioning. A manager named Abdul Kalam Sheikh handled the whole thing. The drones were shipped through the busy port of Bandar Abbas. They looked like regular cargo, passing through customs without anyone blinking an eye. These little drones were like angry bees, ready to fly out and sting their targets when they got the signal. Nobody suspected the air conditioners were actually secret weapons. Finally, the Adani Group, with its big boss Gautam Adani, used its giant port network to help out. They were masters of logistics, which means moving things from one place to another. They helped move all sorts of secret Israeli communication gear into Iran. This gear would let the Israeli agents on the ground talk to each other and back to their headquarters without being caught. It was like giving the spies a secret, invisible walkie-talkie system. All these Indian companies worked like a well-oiled machine, building a secret highway of technology right into the heart of Iran, all while looking like they were just doing their normal jobs. The big day was June 13th, 2025. Israel called their plan Operation Rising Lion. Roar! It was time to flip the switch. First, the jammers that L&T had hidden in the power grids were turned on. Zap! Suddenly, all of Iran's radar screens went blank. Their air defense systems were completely blind. They had no idea what was coming. It was like trying to play hide-and-seek in the dark, only way more serious. The sky, which was supposed to be protected, was now wide open. The secret work of Vikram Mehra and L&T had paid off perfectly. With Iran's defenses down, the Israeli jets zoomed in. Whoosh! They flew towards Tehran and hit key missile and radar sites. Boom! At the same time, the little drones that Esser had smuggled in as HVAC units were activated. These explosive drones buzzed towards important missile launchers on the ground and blew them up. It was a coordinated attack from the air and the ground, all happening at once. Iran was in chaos. They were being hit from all sides and couldn't see a thing. The sky was filled with fire and smoke as Israel took out the tools Iran could have used to attack them. But the mission wasn't just about blowing up buildings and weapons. It was also about finding very important people. The secret cables from Shapurji Palanji and the communication gear from the Adani network were working overtime. They helped Israeli agents track down top Iranian leaders. They knew where they were, what they were doing, and where they were going. The agents on the ground used this information to target them. It was a high-tech game of cat and mouse, and the Israeli agents were the cats with all the best gadgets. The groundwork laid by Ramesh Trivedi was now the key to the entire operation. The operation was a huge success for Israel. They managed to take out some of Iran's most important military leaders, including IRGC chiefs Hossein Salami and Gholam Ali Rashid. They also targeted key nuclear scientists like Abbasi, Tehranchi, and Minucher, the very people who were building the scary bomb. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, was furious. He promised severe punishment. In return, some blasts were heard